This your boy Diggavelli, man. Welcome back to the channel. You know we got another crazy one. But this topic right here is something I don't think people really understand, like the seriousness of this and how far like this craziness has gotten. But we're about to get into it, guys. And I'll let her tell you everything you need to know.
Hello. I'm here to speak on behalf of our younger children and their academics. This book, It Feels Good to Be Yourself, which has an oxymoronic title based on its content, can be found in 26 elementary schools. It is geared towards K2, and as Macmillan Publisher says, it basically is geared toward ages 4 through 8. It introduces 4 different characters with different gender identities.
So they're introducing books with gender identity that has I don't know how many identities in it to kids 4 through 8. Like, if you feel like they're not targeting your kids, or you still believe the lies that they're not targeting your kids with this, you're just ignorant at this point. And then, like, this book, for example, It Feels Good to Be Yourself. What's more authentic than a kid? What's more authentic than a kid? When a kid is born, a lot of kids are born with their own personality, character, and all that. Like my son was born with a full personality from a baby. Like, always been him. Like, what's more genuine than a kid, man? They're the most innocent, most genuine thing you can find out here. Literally, it takes for them getting older into the world, for the world to corrupt them and their environment, for them to change and turn into something completely different, man. But kids are the most innocent, genuine thing. So I don't understand how telling them that they could be something else that's harmful because you're lying, and anytime you lie to somebody, it doesn't help them at all. But I don't see how you can tell kids that being something else is them genuine selves when they're already them genuine selves. It's crazy.
It makes it seem as if gender is an imaginary concept that can be changed on a whim, when the truth is gender is factual. You're either a boy or a girl. And gender identity, what you see yourself as, that's imaginary. Well, let me read you a couple of things. First character is Ruthie. She's a transgender girl. That means when she was born, everyone thought she was a boy until she grew a little older, old enough to tell everyone that she's actually a girl. Then there's her brother Xavier. Xavier is a cisgender boy. Which 4 through 8-year-old knows what cisgender means? Can they spell cisgender?
And I don't even know what cisgender means. I never heard that term in my entire life. You're either a man or a woman. Up until these weirdos got elected into offices and start trying to change society to fit their weird ideology. And now we're stuck with all this craziness, man, but we ain't going for it.
That means when Xavier was born, everyone thought he was a boy, and as he grew older, it turned out everyone was right. He was a boy. Then there's Alex, the friend. Alex is both a boy and a girl. Then there's JJ. JJ is neither a boy nor a girl. Ever since JJ was very little, they never felt exactly like a boy or girl. They just felt like themselves. This is JJ's gender identity. Some kids feel like girls. Some kids feel like boys. Some kids feel like a little bit of both. Part boy, part girl. Reminds me of that old commercial. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Is that okay?
I don't think even that girls feel like boys and none of that stuff. I think it's just interest. I think it's just personal interest. I think some girls don't like the Barbies and all the other stuff. They might grow up around a whole bunch of brothers, so they like doing what their brothers do. You know, you're a product of your environment. Like, it's not what they're confusing these kids, and it's terrible.
Kids don't feel exactly like a boy or a girl. They feel like neither. Some kids feel that their gender identity isn't always the same. It's often changing. So now are we endorsing schizophrenia? What are we doing? Whether you feel like a boy or a girl or neither, if you describe yourself another way, that is your gender identity. When does this foolishness stop? When you shroud lunacy, insanity, or fallacy in colorful words and pictures to be read to young children, you have created an unsafe environment.
Thanks.
Since we're talking about safe environment, right? Where does it stop? At this tender age, our children should be learning their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. Who authorized this? Who told you that you are God? Who gave you permission to tell our children who they are and who they're supposed to be? This is intentional and evil at its core. Get back to what you were elected to do and formally educate our children, not indoctrinate them with left-wing ideologies.
Facts.
Under the guise of providing a safe and welcoming space. Hear us clearly. We will not surrender our children. Leave our children alone.
Facts. And God bless this woman for getting up here and speaking, man, because a lot of people over the last couple of years, man, just been so scared to just speak out and just speak facts and tell the truth. And you should never be afraid to tell the truth, because if we ever get to a point in time to where the truth is shunned, boy, we all gonna be in a terrible place nobody wants to be in. But this stuff right here, man, is completely evil. And even if we're not talking about kids, just lying to people in general, it's just terrible, especially if you care about them or you're concerned about them, which we elect these people to do good for our kids. So all this lying to them and confusing them is terrible, man. You don't lie to people you care about, because when you tell somebody the truth, no matter if it's good or bad, they want to hear it or not, it helps them react to it better because they know what they're dealing with. When somebody is going off a lie, no matter what they do, they're gonna come out wrong on this in the situation because they don't know what's going on. You know, so lying to people is just terrible, man, and nothing good comes from it. Like, we have to do better, man. But yeah, I just let her show you what's going on. Y'all seen it like I seen it. I'm out.